Hi guys, I'm back. I'm in Byron Bay, still doing Bible reading. So today we're going to read 1 Timothy 3-6, Proverbs 21, and Psalm 57. Let's get started. The saying is trustworthy. If anyone aspires to the office of overseer, he desires a noble task. Therefore, an overseer must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not a drunkard, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own household well, with all dignity, keeping his children submissive. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must be well thought of by outsiders, so that he may not fall into disgrace, into a snare of the devil. Deacons likewise must be dignified, not double-tongued, not addicted to much wine, not greedy for dishonest gain. They must hold the mystery of the faith with a clear conscience, and let them also be tested first, and let them serve as deacons if they prove themselves blameless. Their wives likewise must be dignified, not slanderous, but sober-minded, faithful in all things. Let deacons each be the husband of one wife, managing their children and their own households well. For those who serve well as deacons gain good understanding for themselves, and also great confidence in the faith that is created in Christ Jesus. I hope to come to you soon, but I am writing these things to you, so that if I delay, you may know how one ought to behave in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, a pillar and buttress of the truth. Great indeed, we confess, is the mystery of godliness. It was manifested in the flesh, vindicated by the Spirit, seen by angels, proclaimed among the nations, believed on in the world, taken up in glory. Now the Spirit expressly says that in later times some will depart from the faith by diverting themselves to deceitful spirits and teachings of demons, though through the insincerity of lies whose consciences are seared, who forbid marriage and require abstinence from foods that God created to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. For everything created by God is good, and nothing is to be rejected if it is received with thanksgiving, for it is made holy by the word of God and prayer. If you put these things before the brothers, you will be a good servant of Christ Jesus, being trained in the words of the faith and of the good doctrine that you have followed. Have nothing to do with irreverent silliness. Rather train yourself for godliness, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the rest of life and also for the life to come. The saying is trustworthy and deserving of full acceptance. For to this end we toil and strive, because we have our hope set on the living God, who is the Savior of all people, and especially of those who believe. Command and teach these things. Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity. Until I come, devote yourself to the public reading of Scripture, to exhortation, to teaching. Do not neglect the gift you have, which was given you by prophecy when the council of elders laid their hands. Practice these things, immerse yourself in them, so that all may see your progress. Even close watching yourself and other teaching. Persist in this, for so by doing, you will save both yourself and your hearers. Do not rebuke an older man, but encourage him as you would a father, younger men as brothers, older women as mothers, younger women as sisters, in all purity. Honor widows who are truly widows, but if a widow has children or grandchildren, let them first learn to show godliness to their own household, and to make some return to their parents. For this is pleasing in the sight of God. She who is truly a widow, left all alone, has set her hope on God, and continues in supplications and prayers night and day. But she who is self-indulgent is dead even while she lives. Command these things as well, so that they may be without reproach. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he is denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. Let a widow be enrolled if she is not less than 60 years of age, having been the wife of one husband, and having a reputation for good works. If she has brought up children, has shown hospitality, has washed the feet of the saints, has cared for the afflicted, and has devoted herself to every good work, refuse to enroll young widows, for when their passions draw them away from Christ, they desire to marry, and so incur condemnation for having abandoned their former faith. The signs that they learn to be idols, going about from house to house, and not only idlers, but also gossips and busybodies, saying what they should not. So I would have younger widows marry their children, manage their households, and give the adversary no occasion for slander. For some have already strayed after Satan. If any believing woman has relatives who are widow, let her care for them, let the church not be burdened, so that it may care for those who are truly widows. Let the elders who rule well be considered worthy of double honor, especially those who labor in preaching and teaching. For the scripture says, "You shall not muzzle an ox when it treads out the grain, and the laborer deserves his wages." Do not admit a charge against an elder except on the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. As for those who persist in sin, rebuke them in the presence of all, so that the rest may stand in fear. In the presence of God and of Christ Jesus and of the elect angels, I charge you to keep these rules without prejudging, doing nothing for partiality. Do not be hasty in the laying on of hands, nor take part in the sins of others, and keep yourself pure. No longer drink only water, but use a little wine for the sake of your stomach and for your frequent ailments. The sins of some people are conspicuous, going before them to judgment, as the sins of others appear later. So also good works are conspicuous, and even those who are not cannot remain good. Let all who are under yoke as bond servants with their own masters as worthy of honor, so that the name of God and the teaching may not be revealed. But those who have believing masters must not be disrespectful on the ground that they are brothers. Rather they must serve all the better, since those who benefit by their good service are believers and beloved. Teach and urge these things. If anyone teaches a different doctrine and does not agree with sound words of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the teaching that accords with godliness, he is puffed up with conceit and understands nothing. He has an unhealthy craving for controversy and for quarrels about words, which produce envy, dissension, slander, evil suspicions, and constant friction among people, who are depraved in mind and deprived of the truth, imagining that godliness is a means of gain. The godliness with contempt is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. But the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from faith and pierced themselves with many pains. And as for you, O man of God, flee these things. Pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, steadfastness, gentleness. Fight the good fight of the faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you are called and about which you make the good confession in the presence of many witnesses. I charge you in the presence of God, who gives life to all things, and of Christ Jesus, who in his testimony before Pontius Pilate made the good confession, to keep the commandment unstained and free from reproach until the appearing of our Lord Jesus Christ, which he will display at the proper time. He who is the blessed and only sovereign, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, who alone has immortality, who dwells in an approachable light, whom no one has ever seen or can see. To him be honor and eternal dominion. Amen. As for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, nor to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They are to do good, to be rich and good blessed, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which is truly life. O Timothy, God can deposit entrusted to you, and with the irreverent babble and contradictions of what is falsely called knowledge, for 5% confessing it, some have swerved from the faith. Grace be with you. Proverbs 21. The king's heart is a stream of wood in the hand of the king. He turns it wherever he will. Every way of a man dry in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. 40 eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked are sin. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. The getting of treasure by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a snare of death. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away, because they refuse to do what is just. The way of the wicked guilty is crooked, but the conduct of the pure is upright. It is better to live in the corner of the housetop than in a house shared with frogs and wine. The soul of the wicked desires evil, when his neighbor finds no mercy in his own. When his scoffer is punished, the simple will prosper. When a wise man is instructed, he gains knowledge. The righteous man observes the house of the wicked. He throws him in the dirt. Whoever places his ear to the cry will himself blind and not be answered. The gifted see her birds and a concealed pride, strong wrath. When justice is done, it is a joy to the righteous, a terror to evildoers. The one who wanders from the way of good sense will rest in the assembly of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and a traitor for the upright. It is better to live in a desert land than with the flocks and the fat food. Precious treasure and oil and a wise man's dwelling, and a foolish man devours. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness and God. A wise man steals the city of the right, and breaks down the stronghold of which they trust. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Scoffer is the man with the arrogant fortune, who acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the sluggard kills him, for his hands refuse to leave. All day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings them with evil intent? False witness will perish, but the word of a man he hears will endure. A wicked man puts on a bold face, but the upright gives thought to his lips. No wisdom, no understanding, no counsel can avail against them. A horse is made ready for the battle, for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. Psalm 57. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for in you my soul takes refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge, till the storms of destruction pass by. And I cry out to God most high, to the one who fulfills his purpose for me. He will send me from heaven and save me. He will put to shame him who tramples on me. God will send out his steadfast love and his faithfulness. My soul was in the midst of lions. I lie down in the midst of fiery beasts, the children of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, whose tongues are sharp swords. They exalt above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They set a net for my steps. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my way, but they have fallen into it themselves. My heart is steadfast to God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing a make melody. I will wake my glory. I will wake the harp and lyre. I will wake the dawn. I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praises to you among the nations. For your steadfast love is great to the heavens. Your faithfulness to gods. They exalt O God above the heavens. Let your glory be over the whole earth. Now that's done, I should now do the Lord's Prayer. These bowed heads. Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.